does life begin?
Well, Senator, from my reading of Supreme Court precedent.
No, sir, I'm not interested in the law. I'm interested in you. When, in your opinion, does life begin? You can't hear me? Can you hear me now?
And we want to.
Do you want me to start over?
No.
Well, I just used 20 seconds. I want you to add 20 seconds to my. Let me ask the question again. When, in your opinion, does life begin?
Well, Senator, I don't believe my own personal views enter into the picture as a judge.
I understand that you're going to follow precedent. I'm just asking you, I want to get to know you. You're going to be on the Court of Appeal if you're confirmed. When, in your opinion, does life begin?
And so what I was explaining is whatever my personal views on those areas, I do set them to one side because
I understand that, but I'm trying to understand what those opinions are. Are you going to answer my question?
In answering, I would not want to give the impression that I'm prejudging a situation
I'll stipulate you're not prejudging.
Or allowing my own personal views
I'll
to pervade into. And so, Senator, respectfully.
Have you thought about it?
About when life begins?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what did you conclude?
I conclude that as a judicial nominee and a sitting judge, I would not want those views to weigh into how I approach cases, and I would follow Supreme Court precedent and its guiding precedent.
All right, I get it.
Hey, it's hot news. And today I've got a story that's equal parts awkward, revealing, and honestly, kind of unsettling. Picture this. Judge Gabriel Sanchez, up for a seat on the Ninth Circuit Court, sitting across from Senator John Kennedy. It's supposed to be a straightforward hearing. Instead, it turns into a masterclass in dodging questions. Let's get right to it. Kennedy asks Sanchez, in your opinion, when does life begin? Simple, right? But Sanchez just sidesteps, over and over. He keeps repeating his personal beliefs don't matter, that he sets them aside. But let's be real. Kennedy isn't asking for a legal brief. He just wants to know how this guy thinks. And Sanchez can't or won't say. Then Kennedy goes for it. Biologically, how many sexes are there? Sanchez?
Biologically, how many sexes are there?
As I understand it, there are different views on that topic.
I'm asking you your view.
Again, that is an area that I believe could come before me as an issue, as it has come recently.
I'm not asking about a case. I'm asking about you. Biologically, in your opinion, as a thinking adult, how many sexes are there?
Senator, as I said before, my own personal views, I don't want them to enter into my role as a judge. And so if I were to be faced with an issue where a person's sex or gender came before me, I would apply that Supreme Court precedent and consider it in the context of...
We stipulated to that. I'm asking you personally, biologically, how many sexes are there in your opinion?
I would give the same answer as before, where I would not want to give an answer of my personal view and give the impression that I'm prejudging an issue myself.
Okay.
If a nominee can't give a straight answer about basic biology, what's he going to do when things get really complicated? And just when you think it can't get more bizarre, Kennedy asks, is the California court system systemically racist? Guess what? More hedging, more academic jargon, but no real answer.
In your opinion, is the California Court of Appeals systemically racist?
Senator, I have not had occasion to consider whether a court system is systemically racist as a court. As a general matter, I believe judges take their oath of office very seriously and try to consider.
I agree with that, but what about the California Court of Appeal? Is it systemically racist?
As I said, if the issue of systemic racism were to come in, I would consider it within the context of whatever the arguments are.
Have you thought about it?
As a private citizen, as a general matter, I know that systemic racism is a topic of discussion.
Okay, so is the Court of Appeal, in your opinion, on which you sit, systemically racist?
I believe that the judges in which serve on the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court try to handle.
Answer my questions.
Try to handle their cases.
Why won't you answer my questions?
Here's the kicker. After 5 minutes of this legal limbo, Kennedy says, "What's your favorite color?" And finally, Sanchez says,
Here's my final one. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Good. That was easy. I don't understand why you won't answer my questions. And you're not the first nominee that has come forward that refuses to answer a single question in 5 minutes. How can I vote for you if you won't answer my questions?
Well, Senator, if systemic racism were a matter that came before me...
I didn't ask that. I stipulated that wasn't going to be the case. I'm just asking your opinion. You sit on the bench. Do you think it's systemically racist? But I do understand your favorite color, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Blue, that's it. We know more about his favorite color than his views on life, biology, or justice. Kennedy nails it. I don't understand why you won't answer my questions, but I do understand your favorite color. Funny, sure, but also a little scary. Because if our judges can't even share the basics of what they believe, how can we trust them to make decisions that shape our lives? So what do you think? Did Kennedy go too far, or did Sanchez just say way too little? Drop your thoughts below, and if you're tired of legal tap dancing and want breakdowns that cut through the noise, hit subscribe. Stay sharp, stay loud. I'll see you next time.